Hey guys, I'm back for the final video in my October Horror Fest video series. I've had a whole lot of fun doing these videos and sharing with you guys, all of my favorite movies that I enjoy watching in October and Halloween. I hope you guys have enjoyed them as well, and I also hope that you guys have, you guys have found some really good new horror movies to watch, maybe next year, in my recommendations. So I'm back once again for yet another movie that I watch every year. But this one is not a horror movie. This is actually more of a family-friendly film. This was released in 2001, and it stars one of my favorite actors. The movie I'm going to be talking about is When Good Ghouls Go Bad. And like I said, it stars one of my favorite actors, Christopher Lloyd. I've absolutely loved him as an actor ever since he played Al in Angels in the Outfield, which is one of my favorite films. And yeah, I remember back when this first came out, it was advertised on ABC Family when they did their 13 nights of Halloween. They still do that now, but they just don't play as much. I think that they used to play this movie, I'm sure, and now for some reason they don't. But yeah, as you guys can probably see, this movie is also based on the story by R.L Stine. And as you guys know, he is the author behind the Goosebumps book series, so that was two really good reasons for me to want to check out this movie. I'm going to go ahead and get right into the plot of this film. The movie stars a 12-year-old boy named Danny Walker, who had just moved into a new town called Walker Falls. And his father used to be was the owner of a candy company, and a very, very successful one of the five biggest selling candy companies in the world. Unfortunately, after years, he ended up going bankrupt. He also stopped losing business from a local curse in the town that I'll get to in a minute. But from the point the movie begins, you can tell that things just aren't right in Walker Falls. At the beginning of the movie, Danny wakes up, and a police car drives up to his house, and he sees all the Halloween decorations that he has, put up everywhere. And immediately he goes up to the yard and just starts taking them all down. He starts knocking the pumpkins down and just taking everything down for whatever reason. And when Danny comes out, he realizes that all of his decorations have been taken down, and you can tell that this has actually happened to him before. And then as the movie goes on, you realize he's not very popular in the town of Walker Falls. At the beginning of the movie, he gets into trouble with some bullies or picking on him. When he walks up to the school, he goes to middle school. Even the principal sort of just stares at him. And you can tell that she really doesn't like him. Even the custodian pours water on his feet and stuff. So you can tell he's not popular. He's considered the outcast at his school. Both him and his father, Jamie, are also, is both outcasts. And the main reason why is because, as I said, there's a local curse going around. The curse is explained in one scene when one of the football players named Ryan, he's one of Danny's bullies, and he basically tells Danny the story of why people don't like him and why people don't celebrate Halloween in Walker Falls. The main reason why is because about 20 years ago before that, when Ryan's father was in middle school, and Ryan's father is the football coach, and he's also running for mayor now, but back when he was in middle school, there was this boy there named Curtis Danko, who was a very, dark kid. He was very antisocial. He didn't talk to anybody. He couldn't fight. He never wanted to do what the other kids wanted to do. He'd be considered goth now, I guess back 20 years ago or so, there really wasn't, people just considered him dark or what have you, but he'd be considered goth now. But Ryan said that he would do things like during art class, like he would draw pictures of just monsters or zombies or whatever, whereas other kids would draw stuff like baskets of apples and rainbows and stuff. Well, one day the city council asked the kids at the middle school to do a sculpture for this up and coming bicentennial thing. And what the council wants the kids to do is do a sculpture of their hero, and whatever sculpture gets the most votes will be turned into a statue and put into the town square. Well, when all the kids start doing that, Curtis doesn't. He keeps his sculpture locked up with a shroud over it, and then he comes back into the school late at night and works on it. And he works out in a kiln. I'm sure you guys know what a kiln is. It's basically a big room that gets hot or what have you, and it's used for art, things like that. Well, one day, something happens where the kiln got turned on while Curtis was in it, and he ends up getting burned alive in there. And the next day, Ryan's father finds Curtis's burned-up skeleton, his sculpture, and a message written in Curtis's ashes that says, "If you ever have another Halloween, I will return and destroy you all." And since that day, for 20 years, Walker Falls had never had a Halloween. Then you're introduced to Christopher Lloyd's character, and Christopher Lloyd's character, like, I absolutely just love his character. He plays Uncle Fred, and Uncle Fred is basically a kid trapped in a 7-year or 6. I'm not sure how old he was when he did the film, but he's a little kid trapped in an old man's body. At the first time you see him, Danny's being chased by one of the bullies, and when he opens up the door to his house, Uncle Fred is there in a Viking outfit, and he scares the bully away. And he's really into building models and playing with Hot Wheels cars and things like that. He even has some of those those plastic toy tracks that you would get for like Hot Wheels cars when you were a kid. He has those all over the house. He has of course Halloween decorations everywhere because he loves Halloween. And like I said, he's basically just like a very energetic kid trapped in an old man's body. He calls himself Uncle Fred, but he's really Danny's grandfather. And they basically call him Uncle Fred because they want to keep, the name Walker Chocolates and everything front and center. And he was actually the guy that actually helped build Walker Chocolates into the successful candy factory that it was before, his son Jamie, Danny's father, took it over, and as years went on, it started to fail. Well, Danny's father Jamie has this idea. He wants to call some investors from Germany to see if he can get some distribution to the to Walker Chocolates. He wants to put money back into the factory and in the town because the factory employed pretty much a lot of people in the town, and it was one of the main income of the town, because that was pretty much the main thing that they were known for. Was Walker Falls was known for Walker Chocolates. He also wanted to do this thing called a Halloween Spooktacular. He wants to bring Halloween back. He's done with this whole Curtis Danko thing. He thinks 20 years is enough. He wants to bring Halloween back, and he just wants to get everybody back into it. Of course, everybody's against this, and he would not be able to do it. Uncle Fred, however, he decides that he wants to put Halloween decorations up in the entire town. And there's one scene where the townspeople come in and they're very angry with him for doing this. And then, like I said, there's decorations everywhere. And then they go to the town square, and Uncle Fred had built a gigantic pile of pumpkins. And it's really a cool scene. It's just a massive pile of pumpkins. And there's one scene where he picks up one of the pumpkins and he says, "Happy Halloween," and that was the first time that anybody had ever said the word Halloween in 20 years or so. Unfortunately, the pile of pumpkins falls and ends up killing Uncle Fred. And of course, Danny and his father is very upset about it. Danny is also upset with his father because, his father just sort of, as he got older, got more and more into the business, and he really didn't, he never really paid as much attention to Danny as he wanted to, and you can really tell that in the film. Danny's also got a crush on a cheerleader there, and her character is actually a cool role in the film. She actually wants to bring Halloween back to the town, and there's one scene where she takes Danny to Curtis Danko's old house, where she has all these Halloween decorations in the home. And what she wants to do is that she got all the kids of the town, they want their Halloween back, and they have been saving up their candy so that they can trick or treat in Curtis Danko's home, and that's what they've been planning on doing. And she has decorated the entire house. Well, when Danny gets home after seeing the house, he notices that all of Uncle Fred's toys are back up and running. All the Halloween decorations are back up. His favorite song, which I don't know the name of it, but it's a cool tune, is playing on the jukebox that they have. And then Uncle Fred walks in, and it turns out that Uncle Fred is back from the dead. And yeah, that's I think that's about as far as I want to go with the storyline. Now, this movie has an absolutely amazing October feel, like I said. There's Halloween decorations pretty much everywhere in, of course, Danny's house, and then, of course, all over town. The entire town just is completely against Halloween, and I like the whole idea of Halloween being banned in this one town, and basically Uncle Fred wants to help bring it back. And that's one of the main reasons why he comes back from the dead. It's the magic of Halloween. And I like this movie because it celebrates that magic. There's so many movies about holidays, and it usually focuses on the magic of Christmas. Every single movie that I see about Christmas, they always talk about, oh, it's the great magic of Christmas, and it's the power, and, there isn't that many movies that celebrates the magic of Halloween in a positive way. And I think that this is a really great film that I think does that. It brings Uncle Fred back. It also brings other people that have been recently buried back from the dead as well. I won't get into exactly why they're back or what they're planning on doing, but as the movie goes on, you'll find it out. And it's just a fun family film. Like I said, it's got an amazing Halloween feel to it. Just throughout the whole thing, it's nonstop, Halloween. What else was I gonna say about this? I also really like the scene. There's a scene at the end that I also really like that I think has some more maturity to the movie, because I think when if you look at this movie, you could probably think that it's like a kids movie, but I really don't think it's that. I think it's good for young kids to maybe pre-teenagers. This is a great movie to watch. The whole family sitting around together, and if you want to watch something fun with your kids, or if you have kids or whatever, this is definitely a great one that I highly recommend. You can watch with your family. And yeah, like I said, absolutely love this movie. Love the acting. I love the characters, especially Uncle Fred. I love the music that they play at like I said in the last scene as well. It's a really, really great one. And yeah, I can't really recommend this one enough. I'm sure it's on DVD. I'm sure it's probably not that expensive. Check on Amazon. I haven't seen the DVD in stores though, so I still have the VHS from back when it was first released. And yeah, if you can find it, I highly recommend checking it out. It's a great movie for families to watch together, or if you're just looking for something new and fun to watch on Halloween, then this is definitely one I highly, highly recommend. Anyway guys, that is it for my last video of October Horror Fest. If you've seen When Good Ghouls Go Bad, definitely let me know what you think about it. If you've read the book that the movie is based on, also let me know. And if you're a fan of R.L Stine, or Christopher Lloyd, definitely let me know. And yeah, so I really enjoyed doing this video for you guys. I'm going to be doing one more video tomorrow, and that'll be my my Happy Halloween video. I'm not really sure exactly what I'm going to do tomorrow, but thanks everyone for watching these October Horror Fest videos. I really hope you enjoyed them, and I hope that I was able to recommend you guys some new, cool, Halloween and horror-related movies to watch next year. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. I will see you all tomorrow.